The Sam Livecast is brought to you by Fixers Living. Check them out on the internet at fixersliving.com or love them on the Facebook. Facebook.com/Fixers Living. Kitchen, bath, outdoor, joy. That's what they do. Hey everybody, welcome to the Sam Livecast. It's Monday, it's a new week. We've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today, not the least of which is the Mantry I'm in love with. I'm especially in love with this one. I think it's a great one.
Do we know the theme of this week?
We do know the theme.
What
you
is
ready?
Yes.
Georgia on my mind.
Oh.
Maybe it's Georgia on your mind. Nope, it's Georgia on my mind.
I'm going to guess there's got to be peaches in there.
I don't have that much experience with Southern food and Southern cooking, so
I hope
think
there's a Southern belle in there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We'll talk about the Mantry in a little bit. Just before, literally 2 minutes ago, just before we got started, there was a knock at the door, and I opened it, and there was a guy there. I guess he was interested in selling solar panel stuff. I have to be. I can't be one of these people that opens the door and goes, "Oh yeah, F you, I'm not interested," and just slam it in their face. I can't do that.
But
I have to at least let. Wait, my water tap is.
Is there a nice way to do that though?
I guess you could do the. Hey, thank you. I'm really busy. I can't do this right now.
Exactly.
Whatever that kind of stuff.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, but I'm the same as you. I mean, no matter how much I want to just do that, I always have a hard time doing it.
I can't do it.
It's their job. You feel bad.
It's their job.
But
and then
also...
he commented, I like the thing. I don't know. I just feel bad. I feel bad for those guys. But hey, you will remember this picture, I think. I showed this the other day.
Yes.
I found this on a light post near my supermarket. And it says, "Grocery guy, send us your grocery list and we will have it in your house right away." So I called them, got a voicemail, left a message, said, "Hey, we do a food podcast. Love to talk to you about this. Couple questions. Curious how you started, how it's going, blah, blah, blah," that kind of stuff. They've never called back.
Really?
How much can they want to be in business doing this?
Wow.
No, that's a...
Aren't you surprised?
I'm really surprised.
Maybe it's not. I mean, like I said, I view this as two 16-year-old kids from the local high school trying to make some money.
Well, I'll tell you this. The guy's voice did not sound like a 16-year-old kid. I mean, he didn't sound 50, but he definitely sounded like he was in his 20s. Mm-hmm. "Hi, this is Mark, blah, blah, blah." It was kind of a nice, reasonable message. Didn't say anything about grocery guys. But I'm just surprised they wouldn't call back.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I said it the other day, and here's what I wanted to ask him. People trust you to pick out their produce?
I mean, you have to make.
I want. Hey, Mark, I need 3 ripe avocados. I'm in the store today, and when they have ripe avocados, they put a little red sticker on them sometimes. It says ripe. I picked up 10. Not one was ripe. And I looked around for one of the people, and there was no produce people there. I was going to say, hey, these things are all marked ripe. They're not. People are going to go home. They're going to be screwed because they want an avocado with flavor, and an avocado that's not ripe has no flavor.
Zero.
No, yeah.
So you can expect that random grocery guys are going to pick out a ripe avocado or peach or tomato?
But so when you're ordering from Vaughn's, you have to make that leap. And so do you think that's more acceptable because they're
because I think that somebody that works in a supermarket all the time knows. Maybe these guys are grocery experts. But when it's a Yahoo or a Gmail end of an email address and not a proper, like groceryguys.com kind of thing, then I'm suspicious. Then I think it's just nothing and fly by night. I was interested, and now I don't give a shit.
No, you're right. If you're going to do that, you have to specifically say that we're experienced with produce.
Exactly.
We know what to get, and then that's.
And so now I don't give a shit, and the guy can call me today and beg, and I'm not going to talk to him.
Did you mention Sam the cooking guy in it?
No. That shouldn't make a difference.
No, the kids they're going to be kicking themselves when they do eventually figure that out.
They are. Who knows? But they're stupid for not calling back.
Yeah. Totally.
At the very least, he might have turned me into a customer,
Yeah.
Exactly.
He might have gone like this. Oh, I don't want to be interviewed for this. But when you start a business, you do the stuff I did when I was starting Sam the Cooking Guy, the early things that I would do absolutely for free, just trying to get my name out there or for very little money. It's what you do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say,
now.
do you think that this is negligence? Like they're just not checking the voicemails or something? Or do you think that they heard it and said, I don't want to be interviewed, I'm out?
I have no idea. Either way, it's a bad way to start a business.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Either way, I
definitely.
think it's worth another call saying, you know what? Never mind. We wanted you on our show.
That's
but never
right.
Hi, this is Sam the Cooking Guy. Never mind. Bye.
Never mind. Bye. Yeah. Let's see. I get questions about this all the time.
mind. Oh, your wok.
My carbon steel flat bottom. There you go. There's a flat. My carbon steel flat bottom wok. I've said before that if there was a fire in this house, I would grab family and pets first, computers second, and if there was time, I'd grab my woks. I have a couple of these. One that the handle's almost coming off, so I can't really use it anymore. And this one. And I get asked all the time, where'd you get it? And I bought this at a supermarket, Ralph's. They don't have them anymore. I think it was a fluke. It was like $25 or something. And I tell people, what you want is you want a carbon steel flat bottom wok. So you don't have to worry about the round wok, because if you have a round bottom wok, they need that base that goes on your stove to keep it from flopping around.
I dealt with that last night.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain, right? You don't want a Teflon wok because Teflon inhibits the heat. So now you're going to think I'm saying this because I'm a Bed Bath & Beyond blogger guy now. We're doing that stuff for them. But I was in the store the other day, and I found this.
Oh.
Carbon steel, flat bottom wok.
Oh, God.
Jeez. You okay there?
Yeah. Oh, I was just caring about my table. Carbon steel, flat bottom wok, right?
Yeah.
Just like I have. $17.99.
Wow.
That's not bad.
$17.99. It's not bad. It's cheap.
That's
and
quite a
here's
deal.
the thing. It's silver now, but by the time you get finished seasoning it,
Wow.
it will be black like this on the inside.
Wow.
And that's only a few uses. But what happens when you season it the right way, that's oil on the heat, get it super hot, turn it off, let it cool down. Same thing again. The final version, I take like garlic and onions and ginger, chop it up, a whole bunch of it, like this much, and I stir it in the pan, and I get it all around and stuff. By the time you do that, it starts to become almost like a non-stick pan, which is not the same as a Teflon wok, which inhibits the heat. Get a carbon steel. Get a flat bottom one. And I would go to Bed Bath because it's $17.99. And I just got a 20% coupon in my email.
I know. I just got one in my email, too.
So you
Those
just,
are the
I just
best.
signed up for it. 20% off that. Let's do this math.
I got
Wait,
$35
$18
back from my juicer the other day.
You're right. $18. That would be $3.60. $3.60 off of $18 is 14.40.
$14.39.
$14.39.
I
For
used-
this? Come on. That's crazy.
You can afford to buy a few,
Everybody
Exactly.
can have that.
which is what I did. I remember the first time I was at your cooking class, you were talking about that wok.
Right.
And immediately I went to go search for one, and what do you know? The next Ralph I went to had, I think they were like 2 for $20,
Yeah.
like
Really?
on sale. So I just bought two or three.
They were closing them out
Wow.
then because
Yeah.
I haven't seen them there. But this is great. It's sturdy. It's got 4 rivets. I know it's going to sound like a commercial. 4 rivets. My first one only had 2, and the handle now, the whole thing wobbles when you shake it. Anyway, get yourself one. And I say this all the time. I use it for everything, not just Asian food. The shrimp tacos that we make, I make in this one back here. The carbon steel flat bottom wok. I make tons of stuff in it. I'll use that black one today for what we're going to make. And speaking of what we're going to make, we're getting close to that.
Whatever you do,
Are
just
we?
don't wash it with soap.
Don't wash it with soap. No,
Do
no,
not
no,
wash
that's
it with
right.
soap.
That's right. So we were having a conversation the other day. You weren't there, me, Mom, somebody else, about sizes of like clothing, women's clothing. How can anything be a size 0? So we all came to the conclusion that manufacturers like scale down their numbers to make people feel better. You might wear a 12, but in this manufacturer, you might wear an 8.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There is no size 0. That is, how big a waist do you have to have a size 0? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And we're having this conversation outside of an ice cream store while I watched big people come out of with giant bowls of ice cream with fudge and stuff all over them. And I thought, oh, what if they changed the name of these things? Instead of calling it a large, they name it something else to encourage people maybe not to buy. So instead of a large, it would be, look at me, I have no self-control.
Oh, my God.
Imagine?
I'll take the fatty frappuccino,
I'll take the
please.
fatty frappuccino.
The fat ass frappa.
Yeah, give me, I'm a pig and I eat everything in sight, please.
Oh, I was at the.
Don't you think that would influence people a little bit?
Well, yeah, if the point of selling large drinks was to like not
Right.
have people buy them.
Right.
Let's have a little conscience. When Kelly and I had a Penguins frozen yogurt in Phoenix, giant people would come in and they'd order like a large chocolate with brownies and fudge and all that stuff. And I wanted to look at them and go, no, not happening
not for
today.
you.
Oh, you're out of chocolate? Oh, no, I have chocolate. You're out of brownies? No, we have brownies. Well, what's the problem? Problem is, sir, you shouldn't be having a large chocolate with a lot of brownies on there.
Yeah. So
I got a suggestion. Small strawberry with some fresh fruit on it. What do you think of that?
I was at Starbucks
Yeah.
a couple days ago, and I was just waiting for my drink. I just got a coffee. I was sitting there on my phone, and I hear the order, a few ahead of me get called, and it's, the largest mocha frappuccino with extra caramel and extra brownie or something.
And you turn around.
No, and I was looking at my phone, and I was literally like, oh my goodness, who's this going to be? And I look up, and it was
A jumbo.
probably about a 350-pound person that got their drink that was this tall and had this much, whipped cream on it, and they just waddled out. And
It's a shame. And you know what?
You got to make better choices if you're in that
You gotta-
position.
I feel like we should clarify a little bit before we get anywhere deeper in this argument. Like, I don't think we're making fun
Of course not.
of the light.
No,
we're
we're
making light
not.
of it. But when
You have to make better choices.
I
You
think
have to make
when
healthy choices.
when like the rest of the world doesn't really find like obesity acceptable, and we're okay with it because we're like, that's just how people are.
yeah,
I don't know. We're a food show and we're talking about calories. Like,
It's about people's health, right?
it really
It
is.
is.
You don't have to eat everything in sight. And look I'm not the skinniest guy. I could definitely drop a few pounds. But I don't go in and have a large chocolate ice cream with brownies and fudge and stuff on it. I just don't. It's not my thing. I try not to eat that kind of stuff. I try to exhibit a little bit of self-control. I don't know if I can, but all the time, but whatever.
Another thing about that is that I think people don't necessarily realize that that drink has the amount of calories and fat and stuff that it has in it.
Yeah.
Not to mention like a big gulp soda.
My
that is
God.
just people maybe think that because it's liquid, it doesn't necessarily make you fat, but that's a huge problem in this country.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm looking at a calorie sheet right now
Uh-huh.
for a venti caramel frappuccino with whipped cream.
Venti's, what's bigger, Venti or Grande?
The venti, the
Venti,
bigger one.
yeah.
Venti, okay.
And so I actually would have guessed that it have more calories. It doesn't have as many as I thought.
So what is it?
It's 500 right on the nose.
Hmm.
Which,
But
okay, is a
does that
lot.
include-
But if you
Okay, that's
think
with whipped cream.
that's a modest diet, I don't mean diet. A modest eating plan is what 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day.
Well, this one claims
500, 25% of more than 25%
Exactly.
of what you should have is
Exactly.
going to be one coffee.
Exactly. It's 25% of your. Again, I'm not saying. I just thought it was a lot more.
Well, let's take a okay, but see, yes, the calories might only be 500. Let's take a look at what the sugars are. 68 grams. That's an obscene amount of sugar, and sugars are what turn into fat in your body. Sure, not the only thing. They're a huge percentage of what makes you fat.
16 grams of fat. You should, as an adult male, maybe a little more for you, Lynn, because you're like 7'12", somewhere around 45 grams of fat a day.
Right.
So that's 30% of your fat gram intake. 30% of your fat intake from one coffee in the morning.
So what we're saying is, if you drink a caramel frappuccino for breakfast,
Yes.
one for lunch and one for dinner,
you're done.
You'll be okay.
You can't have anything else. As long as you don't have anything else, you'll be okay.
Oh man.
Hey, so here's the picture of how my walk came before I peeled off all the packaging. What's important in this is that right there. It's a 12-inch walk, and that's the thing. Whether you buy this one or you go find anybody's walk, here's the thing. Same size. Get a 12-inch wok. You don't need anything bigger than that because bigger only means heavier. That's all it means. You don't need it. And you got to wheel this thing around on your stove. Don't make yourself
and I'm
crazy.
guessing in restaurants is where they have larger ones.
Yes, I guess. Yes, the giant ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have a few pictures from a brand new Whole Foods. Have either of you guys been to the new Whole Foods on Via de la Valle?
No.
Okay, went
it's
in the other
open.
day. Brand new Whole Foods.
I'm gonna go.
I took a few pictures. Check out this first one. Anybody would know this is?
Cabbage.
What kind?
The good-looking kind.
It's cone cabbage.
I have one in my fridge right now.
I've
from a
never
box.
seen that before.
Yeah.
Is it like bowling ball cabbage but just in a conical shape?
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah.
It's really cool looking.
So you
Or is it light like Napa? It feels like the round bowling ball cabbage.
It does.
Yeah.
On the outside, I didn't buy one though.
I got one in a farmer's market box. I didn't know there was a special name for
It's
it.
badass looking, right?
It is.
Cone cabbage. Okay. Now, they have all kinds of dried mushrooms there.
Whoa.
Going to give you a little bit. So here you go. Wood ear mushrooms, $14 a pound.
That is absurd.
Yeah?
Because like in China, they consume those like nobody's business, and they're much cheaper than that.
So that's
Really?
absurd. Go back to that. How do you feel about the chanterelles for $78 a pound?
What?
Well, I mean,
Chanterelle mushrooms, $78 a pound.
For those of us that don't necessarily know, like me, are these very rare?
Well, let's put it this
mushrooms, or-
way. I mean, Vaughn's occasionally will have chanterelles. They're beautiful mushrooms. They're very buttery. They're really delicious.
Okay.
And they are definitely expensive. I feel like when I saw them there, the Vaughn's had them. They were fresh, though.
yeah,
And they were $49 a pound.
they're very expensive.
Okay, so
So these are dried at 80 almost?
Yeah, and when you rehydrate them, they'll be probably
Heavier?
cheaper than like eventually they'll be. If you
No,
buy a
aren't-
pound of the dried ones,
Yes.
That's for $80 a pound. I think that's actually not a bad deal because when
Because
you
they're very
rehydrate
light.
them,
All right, go back to that picture.
so
so-
that's, how many pounds are in there?
in that jar,
Yeah, that's my
I don't-
question.
I don't know.
mean, is
That's a-
that
that's a
1
good
pound,
question,
or is
but
it
no.
half a pound?
it can't be a pound in there.
It can't be a pound.
That's what I
there's
was.
no way.
Okay, that's what. I
Okay,
thought,
but
yeah.
let's say we're okay with $78 a pound chanterelles, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about $320 a pound morel?
I was just gonna ask, do you see any
Dude, are
morel
you
mushrooms?
kidding?
morel
Those-
mushrooms, $320 a pound.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
they're expensive.
That's whack. And I have this that I bought. Wow, at Jimbo's. Let me think about this. I got to think about this. This is a half an ounce of porcini mushrooms.
That can't be cheap either.
Half a pound of porcini mushrooms, right? Look how little is there. There's not very much. Like,
Yeah.
my hand covers it all. Like that, right?
Yeah, that's a baby bag.
Oh, I didn't mean half a pound. I mean half an ounce. Half an ounce of porcini mushrooms. I think that was like $5 or $6.
But again, like, could you imagine having a pound of those? That's half an ounce.
Right.
Actually,
So it's
quite a
going to
bit
be quite a lot. But still, that's insane.
Expensive mushrooms.
And so this Whole Foods has a bar in it.
Cool.
Oh, I'm there.
You can go in there. You can buy food. If you buy their wine on their shelves and then take it over there, you can open it. There's no corkage fee. You wouldn't expect there to be one, but I suppose somebody could have tried it. Mm-hmm. But it's nice. They got a nice little menu. You can sit down. I've never seen that before in a Whole Foods. I'm guessing this is new. And check out the list of beers that they have on tap. I think that's really impressive.
Oh wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And a whole bunch of local ones. Ballast Point, Stone, Green Flash, AleSmith, Coronado Brewing Company, Hess, Lost Abbey,
Nice.
Mission, San Diego Brewing Company. They've done a really nice job of,
That's really cool.
isn't it?
That's really cool.
Yeah, and before I get into the Mantry, the only other picture that I want to share today is of the packaged cheese section at my local supermarket.
It's overwhelming.
That's insane. And by the way, chemical laden. I'm not against them. I'm just saying that's an awful lot of processed cheese for one store. I don't even want to count the bags, but put that picture up. It goes all the way down to here, all the way down to where my cursor is. All of this cheese,
Well,
cheese,
hey,
cheese,
that
cheese,
doesn't-
cheese, 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 cheese. Wait, let me finish. Cheese, 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 cheese.
That doesn't include the cream cheese.
No, which is down further.
Yes.
And don't forget, down here below, down here is
blocks,
cheese all
cheese,
the way
blocks.
across. All this below stuff is cheese too.
So I think
That's
I mentioned this.
insane.
I think I mentioned it recently, but I just bought a package of the Kraft singles that we used to have as children, and it just completely brought me back to my childhood.
It
Grilled
did.
cheeses with that. You used to put it in eggs and
Say what
quesadillas.
you want. Say what you want about that processed orange cheese slice from
Yeah.
Kraft.
Yeah,
I love it.
it has its
I
place.
love it. It has its place, especially in a stuffing omelet at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Especially has its
All
place.
right, let's
there.
dig into that Mantry.
Okay, so here's what the Mantry is. If you don't know, the Mantry is the Modern Men's Pantry, and it comes once a month if you order it that way. It's a collection of food items from all over the country or wherever. There's always a collection. You're going to go like right here, Len?
You just got to go to mantry.com and you can order it right there.
Right. So you can order 1, you can order 3, whatever it is. It's a great thing. So it comes, and these things come all beautifully wrapped up. And I opened this one the other day to show some people what was inside it. But so the theme of this one is Georgia on my mind. And here's the stuff that you get. And with it comes this little booklet that lays out where the stuff comes from. It's got a cute little map. It's got a little map on the back that shows you all the stuff. And inside, it's got a listing of all these ingredients, right? Okay. So this particular box was put together with their guest curator, chef named Hugh Atchison that Lynn has heard of. Hugh Atchison, isn't it? Hugh Atchison, yes. All right, he doesn't know who he is. So here's the things that are inside here. The food that I'm going to make today uses one of these ingredients. I'm not going to tell you which one.
Okay.
So go sit down, big boy.
And you know
we'll
what?
look at these.
And before we've actually done this, where we've used a recipe out of the box, and we used the Spanish chorizo.
No, we used an ingredient out of the box, not a recipe.
That's right, an ingredient out
we
of the box.
made the mashed potato and
Chorizo
and the
pizza.
chorizo pizza. Okay, so here we go. Let's go. First item out of the box will be, remember everything's from Georgia, Southern Soul barbecue sauce, called Hot Georgia Soul, sweet and fiery. So what's cool about this is it sort of hips. Take that shot just so I can see where I'm pointing. There you go. So it sort of hips you up to things, cool products. Lynn is still sick, by the way. You can hear him coughing. It hips you up to cool products around the country or where the collection's from. You don't have to go searching for. They're right here. First one right here is this cool barbecue sauce. Number 2 out of the pack, which is really nice. This is from, I don't know the name of the place this is from. It's from, I have no idea.
Georgia?
But it's, no, I don't know the company.
Oh.
But it's Honeycomb.
Oh, yes. See
Remember
that?
on the honeycomb on the charcuterie plate?
Oh, my God.
Can we bust that open?
So
Oh,
Honeycomb.
my gosh.
Okay, and this comes in this beautiful little box. Oh, it's
Cool.
from the Savannah Bee Company.
Wow.
Look at that. So what's cool these days is, can we see that close? Mm-hmm. What's cool these days when you go to a restaurant and you have a charcuterie plate with meats and cheeses and stuff, very often there's a chunk of the honeycomb on there that you spread on the cheese, which you have on the little bread that comes with it. Super delicious, right? I don't know that I would know right now where to go to get honeycomb, but it's definitely coming out of the Mantry. Okay, we're not done. We've got extra virgin olive oil from Georgia Olive Farms. And everybody loves extra virgin olive oil. Of course, we love wheat olive here that comes from California, but nobody's going to say no to really delicious extra virgin olive oil from Georgia. We've got pork jerky.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, who's heard of pork jerky?
I've never, but that sounds great.
No,
I have.
neither have I.
I have.
You have?
Yeah. I
You
heard
lying now?
I heard this jerky company owner interviewed because it's like real gourmet great jerky. It's not gas
Wow.
station jerky, and they have all different flavors, and they have pork and beef.
I do remember when you drive from San Diego to Mammoth, you go through this little
Oh, yeah.
area, and they have signs for fresh jerky.
Yeah.
And I've always said, I don't want fresh jerky.
Yeah, that's what. Do we?
I want
it?
old ass jerky. Fresh jerky sounds like they just 2 minutes before you got there, they killed the animal and they dried up a bunch of its meat.
We haven't been there in a while, but I'm pretty sure that was a pretty famous jerky spot on
It
the
was
way
very,
up there.
very famous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? How about from the Nora Mill Granary, Georgia ice cream white speckled grits.
What?
Excuse me?
It's what I said.
So is it? Is it?
You heard me.
It's not ice cream. It's just
Oh,
I'm
Georgia
guessing
ice
it's black
grits.
and white grits.
It's in quotations, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Georgia
Georgia
ice
ice cream.
Got it.
So, and the last ingredient. Who knows what these are?
Pecans.
Pecans from Georgia, ladies and gentlemen.
Really?
How cool is
And
that?
they're just in there loose? That's awesome.
Yeah, they're just in the notes.
Can we bust one open and eat it?
I just did. There's one busted right here. Holy shit.
Dude, pecans are just killer.
These are
And
good.
especially Georgia pecans, I bet.
And it says in here,
Good.
that's a really good pecan. Oh my goodness. Crack them like a local. Squeeze two together in the palm of your hand.
Oh. That's a neat trick.
Oh. And chase with a frosty brew and college sports. I just did that. This one broke. Oh my gosh.
Now I know how to open pecans.
You got to have at least two of them.
What do you do with the last one?
They're super good. The last one, you hit on your head. Not like that. Oh, because that didn't work. Okay. Here's our lineup. We've got the barbecue sauce. We've got the honeycomb. The porcinis. We've got the pecans. We've got the pork jerky. We've got the grits. And we've got the olive oil. I'm going to make something out of one of those, or with one of those. Who wants to guess?
I'm going to say barbecue sauce.
No, see, he's not. That seems like the logical decision, but he's not really a saucy kind of, especially a barbecue saucy kind of guy. I feel like. So I'm gonna go with the
let's
grits.
wait. By the way,
I'm going
just
with the grits.
Let me say, okay, Max is locked in. You locked in on the grits?
I'm locked in on the grits.
Lynn's for the barbecue sauce.
I think that's the safest bet.
Let me say this. You forget about the pulled barbecued chicken sandwich,
Yeah.
Max, with the onion rings. Remember, you
Right.
take a deli roasted chicken, you shred it, you mix it with barbecue sauce, you put it in a crispy little bun with onion rings and cool coleslaw. How delicious was that?
Oh, it's one of my favorite things. That's your. Well,
How
that's
about the
what-
barbecue chicken pizza?
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
There's two really good uses for barbecue sauce, and this one,
I stand corrected.
this hot Georgia soul. Do you want to change your? Do you want to change? Look at that picture. You got to make that. That's a past live cast. So let me ask you.
Well, I guess the way that you're just.
I'm going to give you
all
an
about this
opportunity.
barbecue.
Do you want to change your decision?
I'll go with the hot Georgia soul.
Right. And Lynn's with the hot Georgia soul.
I think so.
Okay, both you guys are wrong. You shouldn't have changed your mind, Max.
Oh, because you're.
You just baited me on that.
Max, you shouldn't have changed your
Because you're
mind.
using the grits.
But you were no. I'm
What?
not using the grits.
What?
You were actually wrong twice.
The honeycomb?
No, I'm using the jerky.
What?
Oh.
It's a
Now,
cook?
you know what I make? Who's had machaca?
I've
Not
never
me.
had it before.
So machaca is essentially a Mexican. It could be a burrito. It can be a taco. It could just be with eggs. It starts really with a dried beef. And I'm going to try my
didn't
own
know
version
that.
of a machaca burrito today using this dried pork jerky from Stripling's General Store.
Wow.
It's genius. I
Okay.
think it's genius.
I'm going to give you props for that. I would have never thought
I
that.
know.
From
Thank
pork
you very
jerky.
much. We'll pull
I
the wool
know.
over everybody's eyes. All right, I'm ready to cook. Who's ready to eat?
We
Oh, yeah.
are.
Let's go
Right
for
here.
it.
Wait 1 sec.
Right.
All right, we're good.
All right, so I'm going to use the wok. There's the jerky. I'm going to start with some onion. So this is going to be a burrito. Y'all. I don't know how they talk in Georgia. Do they say that?
Y'all's about right.
Is that Georgia talk?
Yeah.
Wait, where's Paula Dean from?
Who knows?
Where's that restaurant Lady and Son from? Lady and Sons.
Good question.
Is that her restaurant?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dean resides in Savannah, Georgia,
That's it. So they do say y'all.
and that's where the Lady and Sons is.
Okay, so yellow onion, we're just going to chop up. So I just said, as I was walking over here to these guys, it's not going to be really good or it's going to be a terrible experiment that I should never have tried. So Lynn says he didn't realize that machaca was dried, and I said, well, I do believe that there is a dried version of it.
No, you're right. I looked up on Wikipedia, right? And it says it's a dish prepared originally most commonly from dried spiced beef or pork.
That's it. There you go. So we're doing it right here. Oh, why did that happen? So yellow onion in here, nice. And this piece didn't cut very well. Hold on. All right. Excuse me for a sec. I just have to, I don't want to squeeze this onion into the ground. Okay, so we got onion. We're good. A little bit of oil. So we got this thing happening. All right, let's check out this the Stripling's General Store pork jerky. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Look at this.
Now the question is, do you even want to cook with it? Is that good?
Oh, the spice on it's really nice. But here's the
Smell
problem. The problem is this going to work?
Have you ever taken dry meat like that?
No,
and
I've never
repurposed it?
done this before.
Have you ever heard of it being done?
Yes, I've read about burritos or dried meats that are like the center of egg kind of breakfasty makeup thing, and whether it was like cowboys that did it because it was something that you would be able to take with you because it was preserved so well, or whether it was old school Mexican days, I don't really know. But I read about it, I believe it can work, so I'm going to try and make it work. So all I'm going to try is chop this up into a fairly fine little
I wish I knew more about
mess.
the process by which it turns into jerky.
It's just drying it.
But how, in a machine or outdoors or indoors?
Well, I'm going
I
to
mean,
guess back in the day it
just
was
hang
outdoors.
drying? Yeah.
Yes, but nowadays what they do is they take it, they slice the beef super thin, and they coat it with stuff. And it can be soy sauce or sugar or bourbon or whatever. In this case, there's pepper and stuff in this. I don't know what the ingredients are. Pork, salt, black pepper, onion, garlic, paprika, chipotle, jalapeno. Yeah. That's it. Those are the the main ingredients. So it's that kind of stuff, and then you let it dry. I mean, today people use dehydrators to get this kind of stuff done. But I'm guessing back in the day, the salt helped preserve this and would keep it around a long time. And that would be the way that we'd do it. So I feel like it was a cowboy thing where I first read about this.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Anyway, here's the point. The point is, we've got this, and I'm going to use it now, and I think this is going to be delicious. So we're going to get this in the pan, and I think the heat will help this start to soften a little bit, right? So this will go in here. And then the other things that I want to add are this. So it's not truly a machaca burrito because it's really not machaca that I'm using, but it's machaca burrito-like in the sense that I'm using dried beef. So here's some jalapeno that needs to go in. Take out the seed part that I don't need. Got to remind myself not to scratch my eyeballs or my lips or anything.
Oh yeah, I've done
So
that before.
Jilly actually had a huge issue with that after chopping jalapeno the other day on her hands.
Oh, you got to wash really, really well.
It lasts.
And we've been told latex gloves also.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. Unless you're stupid like me. I think a half a jalapeno on this should be fine. I mean, a jalapeno is really not all that spicy compared to some of the other things. So jalapeno goes in.
We saw some crazy peppers at Specialty Produce the other day.
Oh my God. Okay, we're doing fine. So this is how it looks so far. So far, so good, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I like it. I'm going to turn that on, so start the tortilla. Hey, by the way, if you're redoing your kitchen, wherever your counter is, give yourself a garbage drawer right below your main cutting area that you can just slide stuff into. It's really important.
Good tip. Good tip.
I think it's a great tip. So the tomato, like this, and this inside part, I'm not really a fan of. I don't think it helps. I don't need it. So I'll just take this inside out. And now these guys, I'm just going to cut these guys up. Because I like a little tomato in this. I like cooked tomato in my eggs. It's really delicious.
Oh man, the smell is just coming out of that walker.
Isn't it?
Out of control. Or as you would say, insane.
Yeah, I overuse the term insane. I apologize for that. But I notice everybody has their own little words that they overuse.
Of course.
Wow, that is just freaking beautiful. Okay, so cutting the tomato into little bits, almost done. Yeah, check that out. See how gorgeous that is, right? So stay right there, Max. I'll add the tomato right now. Like this.
Nice.
A little extra. Tomato adds a little moisture, helps everything soften a little bit. There's salt in the jerky. I don't really need to add anything else to that. I hope that the jerky people aren't upset because of how I'm using this.
I hope not too.
I mean, do you think that places like that prefer their products being used
I mean,
like virginally?
if I were making jerky, personally, I'd be flattered that someone would try to cook with it.
Oh, okay, good.
And I'd be even more flattered that it got bought.
There you go. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we're pretty much almost there. So now I need some eggs. And that's not an insignificant amount of inside for the eggs. So I think I need to do, how many eggs? 5?
5?
4 or 5, I think, yeah. That was a messy one. 3.
I think when making a breakfast burrito, it's important
4.
not to overdo the eggs. The amount of eggs, I mean, because I don't know, personally I feel like sometimes egg can overwhelm the other flavors.
So you're telling me I just made too many eggs?
No,
for
no, no,
this?
I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, for anybody thinking about putting eggs into a burrito.
Okay, I always tell you, you gotta taste as you go.
Of course. Of course.
Let's see how this tastes. Shit, that flavor is really good. All right, that's good. We'll add a little bit of salt and some pepper. Don't do too much. I'd like a little Monterey Jack in with this. So I'm going to use that.
That's another technique I learned from you, putting the cheese into the eggs before they're even cooked.
Yeah.
I've done that and people have looked at me like I'm crazy.
Well, they shouldn't look at you like that. My favorite tortillas is canasta guys that are not cooked raw. They're raw. If you can get these where you live, buy raw tortillas. You see, they're almost sort of translucent,
Yeah.
barely. But you cook them, they become opaque. But it's like having fresh tortillas right from a tortilla person in a restaurant. Okay, so that's almost ready. let's do this. Let me just put the eggs in. Come on, Maxie. Just throw some butter in here. Eggs. Oh, that's perfect amount. Therein lies a perfect amount. Now some of this. Not too much. You can easily overdo cheese.
Oh yeah.
And now my tortilla right there. I'm going to do one thing. I want to throw a little avocado in this
Nice.
right before I roll it up. So we've done this before. Avocado standing up like this, knife in till it hits the pit, and then just let it roll all the way around. Right? And then you can do this. Perfect avocado. This was a ripe one.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, so we're just about to pull out our egg mixture. We got tortillas heating up. We got avo right here, ready to be cut fresh.
I see what you're doing.
Why are you
What?
laughing there?
Is there anything wrong with that?
No, you're just trying to let people that are maybe listening on Stitcher who can't see what's going on. You're
Sure.
telling them what's going on.
Max is like the eyes.
Max is like that. Okay. I'll put this right here. Stirring this, finishing this. Hot sauce if you want. Sour cream. Sour cream?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Little sour cream.
Love sour cream.
The hell is the sour cream? I got a brand new one. I thought I had a used one in there.
I wonder about
Or a partial.
Georgia barbecue sauce to be good in this.
Oh, God. It's almost incestuous, isn't it?
I almost just made a really inappropriate joke. I'm glad you cut me off.
Okay, we're right here. One more minute for there. We'll just take a couple of these beautiful slices of avo. Oh, I'm going to put them on top. Hold on.
You want it on top, yeah.
Okay, watch. If you put too much, that's almost too much. It's just not going to roll up nice. Look at this. And one more.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. And this way. Sides in.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I got trouble. Right here in
Uh-oh,
River
right.
City. But watch. Oh my God, I was going to try and crisp it up. I don't think I can do that. Screw it. Here's what I can do, though. I can take a bite.
Wow.
Okay. I don't know what the Cowboys did to figure this shit out. But that's unbelievable. The flavor from the pork jerky maintains all the way through. It sets off everything. Just a little bit of heat from the jalapeno. The creaminess of this avocado in here. I should have got this a little crispy on the outside. I should have put less in, rolled it up better, and then finished it off on the flat top. But
Wow. Not much left, man.
we just found a whole new use for these things, man. It was absolutely incredible. If the Stripling General Store pork jerky people don't make this, they're insane. Here's a whole new use for their jerky rather than just eating it on the trail. All right, good start to the live cast this week, folks. I love the Mantry. I love the jerky. I love the live cast. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us. Make the food that we make. Go find a recipe on the live cast and just make it. I don't know what we're making Wednesday. But I can assure you this. I'll like it. I don't know if anybody else will. I always like my food. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Oh my God.